Hi everyone, it's really late. Um, it's 3:25 in the morning. I haven't slept yet. Um, I was actually feeling quite anxious and I hate the feeling of anxiety. Um, but it seems to be, the theme of July and June. Um, but yeah, like I thought I have videos that I need to film, so why not make them? I'm in my pajamas, even though they're not technically pajamas. Um, but yeah, I thought I'd film, a book haul that I recently had, even though I said I wasn't going to do any more. And I've done like three since then. And kind of share books that I bought, I think in times of anxiety, what's proven to be true for me as a coping mechanism is to kind of delve into the world of literature and reading and writing, but especially reading. Ironically, though, by that same token, because of the anxiety, I procrastinate on reading. Anyway, um, let's hopefully not drop these and wake everyone in the house. I really need a new way to start filming this. So these are some of the books that I got recently, and there's a couple there that I've included for the sake of it. So, yeah, I'm just going to go through and see what we've got and share with you what we've got. See if you find anything that you want to read, and if there's anything that you have written that you have, perspectives on, I'd love to hear it. The other reason I'm filming at 3:27 in the morning is because there is a big multi-complex apartment building going literally 20 meters away from my freaking bedroom window. So construction day in, day out, all the time. There's dogs barking. It's just noisy. Um, okay, anyway, so first book, David Levithan, Every Day. I considered not buying this because I read You Know Me Well and I didn't like it. Um, well, yeah, no, I didn't like it. But I actually had this recommended to me by someone who's a friend of mine. So I kind of grabbed it as one, the recommendation, two, as kind of research for a novel that I'm writing. But it basically follows someone whose name is A. I believe. Yes. A character whose name is A wakes up in a different person's body, in a different person's life every day. There's never any warning, etc. So on. They never get attached to the person they wake up as and everything like that. From what I gather, or from what I've been told, it focuses a lot on kind of gender identity and kind of gender dysphoria, and I really think that would be a really interesting thing to read because I've spoken about it before, but you don't really see much representation of that in books, especially young adult, and I think it's such a relevant thing, especially now. So I really am eager to jump into this book, and I actually like David Levithan's style of writing. I just didn't like his storytelling capabilities at times. But yeah, Every Day by David Levithan. Next. Oh god, how am I going to pronounce that name? My Sister Rosa, by Justine Larbalestier. Larbalestier. This book is another recommendation from a friend of mine. I was out in a bookstore with them, and I'd seen them comment in one of their videos that it was like one of their books of the year. So I asked them to kind of tell me a little bit, and they kind of grabbed it off the shelf and threw it at me. So, and funnily enough, they did, because it's actually signed by the author, which is super freaking cool. Like, yeah. But from what I can gather, so Chi Taylor's little sister Rosa is smart, talented, pretty, and a psychopath. She hasn't hurt anyone yet, but she's certain it's just a matter of time when their parents move them overseas, yet again, this time to New York City. Chi writes his usual New City list. He wants to spar, not just train in the boxing gym. He wants a girlfriend. He wants to go home to Sydney and his 3 best friends. He wants to keep Rosa under control, but Chi knows his first duty is to his sister, who is playing increasingly complex and disturbing games. Can he protect Rosa from the world and the world from Rosa? That's really interesting. And kind of horrifying. And already I have like the perfect mental image of his little sister Rosa, and kind of, it kind of sends shivers down my spine. Especially when you see the front cover. Oh dear lord. But again, this is another book that I'm really, really intrigued by. I think... Oh god, there's a street sweeper coming. 1 second. Okay, it's vaguely gone. Gone enough that I can continue talking. As I was saying, I picked it up from the young adult shelf, so I think that would be a really interesting perspective to read it from. Because normally books like this, you read them as adult fiction, I guess. So, super excited to jump into that as well. Okay, next. Trans, a Memoir by Juliet Jacques. I think I pronounced that right, I have no idea. It follows this woman, Juliet, who underwent SRS, so sexual reassignment surgery, in 2012. She was 30, and she basically speaks about, gender identity, gender politics, pursuing her career as a writer, liberal and feminist media, transgender identities. So, again, I actually picked this up solely and specifically as research, to go with the other books by, Janet Mock and Jennifer Finney Boylan, to kind of get a well-rounded perspective. Okay. So, yeah. Trans, a Memoir. Next, I got volumes 1 and 2 of Death Note, and I got volumes 3 and 4 of Death Note. I've actually read this already, since picking it up, and oh my god, it's amazing. I watched Death Note years ago, like 5 years ago, and fell in love with it. And, first time reading a graphic novel, hells yeah. I actually plan to order next week, the entire rest of the series. Continuing, Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I was fortunate enough to go to the Sydney launch of this, and I was able to get it 2 weeks before everyone else in the world, and I got it signed, which is amazing. I've heard really good things about this book, and what draws me to it is that it's a female protagonist who's the hero. Like, fuck yeah. So basically this story is about a 10-year-old girl, Mia Colvey, who gets her first lesson in, she gets her first lesson in death at 10 years old. 6 years later, she is raised in shadows and takes her first steps towards keeping the promise she made on the day that she lost everything. So it says that she's destined to destroy empires. There's chance for vengeance, to fight and survive murderers, liars, demons at the heart of a murder cult. And she's no ordinary student in no ordinary school. So this will be really interesting. I kind of want to see if it lives up to the hype of what other people have been saying. I think it will, because I am like on a Jay Kristoff like bandwagon right now. But yeah, super, super excited and super happy that I could get that before everyone else. It's kind of very humbling in a way, and makes me feel kind of special. So, and I'm also interested to read something strictly by him, because I haven't done that yet. I technically didn't buy this for a haul, and this was included previously in a haul. But because I went to see Jay Kristoff, I got a bookmark, and it was signed by both him and Amy Kaufman. And then I got my copy of Illuminae signed. Oh my god. I have finished this since getting it, because I wanted to finish it for last Thursday to meet Jay, and it took me about 50-ish pages to get into it, mostly because of the format and the way it was set up. It's very not what I read, as well as, it's about sci-fi, which is a genre that I steer very clear of, but I loved it so much. One of my best reads of 2016 so far, easily, without a doubt. I smashed it out to combat anxiety, but I actually smashed it out really quickly, reading, 2/3 of it in about a day or two, and it's just a book that you can't put down. Like, I could not put it down. I was in a hotel room and blatantly ignored the person I was staying with to just lay there hours on end and just read, and it was such a good book. But yeah, so I just wanted to include that because of the going to the event. And then the last one, which technically I didn't buy because you can't buy it, as well as it's not even mine, is Gemina, which is book 2 in the Illuminae files, and it's the sequel to Illuminae, and it's really cool because it's blue. I'm super excited to jump into this. It's actually an arc that my friends lent me, so it doesn't come out until October. I feel so privileged, so excited to have this. So much. But, like, again, I'm so excited to jump into it, especially because I have, the style down pat, and I have the story down pat now, and I'm so invested in it that I'm just like, yes, I want to read this, rather than kind of going into it with doubt and skepticism. I have no idea where the story's gonna go, but I'm so eager to find out. And I've heard a lot of people say that this is even better than the first one, so God help me. But yeah, those are the books. That's all I have. It's 20 to 4 in the morning, and I'm gonna go to sleep. Hopefully, I feel less anxious now though, so that's a good thing. It doesn't feel like my throat's closing up anymore, which is a positive. So I feel kind of calm enough that I can go to sleep now. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna leave you. Happy reading, and I'll see you next time. Bye.